I'm signing on to his new case.
Oh, picked up a new case.
He did, Judge.
Mr. Palacio, you're now charged with the new case. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes. On February 5th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a stranded vehicle at the 700 block of North Sam Houston Parkway, and the officer observed a car parked on the shoulder and a driver asleep at the wheel with the engine running and the car in park. The officer knocked on the window to wake up the driver, who woke up and refused to comply with the officer's command and drove the car 6 feet forward. The officer then requested the defendant exit the vehicle. The defendant put the vehicle in park, then drive multiple times before finally exiting the vehicle. The defendant was detained upon exiting the vehicle, and the officer relocated to a gas station where the defendant was observed to be dazed and confused and did not realize he had been asleep at the wheel. The defendant was also unable to communicate where he had been or where he was going. The defendant was asked to perform Standard Field Sobriety Tests, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand, 1 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and declined to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you look to see if he has any prior DWIs, and does he have a valid Texas driver license?
He does have a valid driver's license, Judge, and we did file for the ALR hearing.
And then I see he has a dismissed DWI out of Fort Bend, but no other DWIs.
There's no probable cause in that case.
I'm now ordering you. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I ordered you on your first case not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You've now picked up a DWI. Guess what happens now? I'm revoking your bond.
Judge, I would like to address that. So he does realize that this is a problem at this point, and he has enrolled himself in IOP and does have a meeting this afternoon to do intake for IOP, and I do have that email.
I can't show him preferential treatment. It's on any case here. I ordered not to do something. He did it, picked up a new case. You're staying with me. And I'm going to tell you now, if I find that you consume alcohol again, I will put you in a rehab facility myself, in the jail. And if you respond well to treatment, it's a minimum of 9 months. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm now placing a restriction that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and Casey, I'm now going to probably give him a curfew. In the BMV, was he out in the middle of the night? Alex?
This is Your Honor.
I think it was after a bar closed. He was just sleeping in the owner's vehicle.
There's one consistent problem, and there's one thing that centers around every single problem that you have. What is that one problem? Right. You and alcohol do not mix. And I don't know what we need to do to get you to realize that. But I don't know. I hope that this is it. If it's not, it's going to be rather lengthy. Maybe that's it. Is it prison? I don't know. But all of the issues center around one thing. And I hope that you now realize this and do what you need to do. Because if you can't take care of it yourself, I will do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it goes with you. And then when he comes out, or when he does bond out, he's going to have to come back for bond conditions, and then we'll carry it.
These bond conditions today on the non-revoked case, so they'll be active.
Okay.
And then do we want a device other than the ignition interlock?
No, just, what time was?
That time that it took place, it's the only time the officer gave is when they got the blood samples, and that was at 7 a.m. So sometime prior to 7 a.m. But he doesn't say how long before the blood was actually drawn.
What do you think about a curfew?
Judge, if I may, he is active military, so he is Still reporting to that. They're also looking to get him help. He has enrolled himself in IOP, so he does have a job
I
in the
won't
military.
put the curfew, but if he picks up a new case,
I understand. We had a big conversation and he's the one that took it upon himself to realize that this was a problem. And he told me that he was going to use his VA benefits to look into the IOP at this point. So he did send me that email that he is confirmed to begin enrollment in IOP.
okay, so, on the DWI, just pick whatever date you have.
Okay.
When he does bond out, he'll get a 7-day setting.
Mhm.
Whenever day that you get, just let Ramona know or Victoria, and then we'll give you that day. Just feel free to email them and then we can carry them.
Just put the note on the same.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Can we address is on.
I was gonna set it at 5,001. That's what I normally do.
Thank
Okay,
you. Guys.
yes, ma'am. Okay, thanks. Sorry, Ms. Finn. So is this true? You got into college? Wow, I'm so proud of you. That's so great. What are you gonna be doing? That's awesome. Have you started yet, or when do you start?
Not when I start. I'm doing them online.
Look, that's okay. Look, you gotta start somewhere. Start small, and then you just build up, and then at some point it'll just get bigger, better, and then just keep at it. It's gonna be hard. It's not easy. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? That's why the more difficult something is, in the long run, the better pay you get. Just keep up. If you ever have any issues, if you need help, just come back to us. We'll help you with whatever you need. Really, just stay with it, stick the course, and just keep it up. Okay? You're doing great. And remember, patience is key because you're going to get upset. Just don't take it out on anyone. That's it. All right? Great job. Okay. Thanks, Josh. All right, Claire. You ready?
Yeah, I'm approaching on Royal Dixon.
Okay.
She's doing her GED class and the issue I'm running into, Judge, is she is having to basically learn all of high school. She's going to every class. She's
Okay.
doing all the homework.
Great.
But, we're at the point where she can take the test, the modules, but she hasn't learned everything yet. Because she did drop out when she was in 9th grade, so she's having to learn everything.
I get it. So what do you want to do? What do you have an offer in this case?
This is the offer, GED. Well, there's a GED PTI, but there's also another PTI for class and maybe some community service.
Do you want to do that one and then just let her stick the course on her own?
I think that would be good.
Okay.
The only offer I see is the PTI with the GED.
Oh, there's not another one added?
I only see the little anger management, anti-theft, and the GED. So
Oh, well, then I guess before it was not even an anger management.
You want to talk to the chief? She's not here now, but perhaps.
Yeah, I just have trial right now.
Or what?
No, we took yesterday and.
Oh, you're
starting
in trial now.
Now.
Do you want to set it off a week?
I can come back, or yeah, that'd be great, Judge. If we can wait.
Whatever you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, if we could do that, and try to figure it out, I'd appreciate that.
Go for
Thank
it.
you, Judge.
You got it. Is it Badamosi?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Badamosi, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
yeah, I apologize. Does the last name start with a G?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted.
GD.
Okay, correct. So on October 16th, 2024, at approximately 2:05 p.m., the officer was flagged down at an intersection of Huffmeister Road and Hempstead Road in reference to an FSGI. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated he was parked at a Valero gas station and that he observed the defendant display irate behaviors. The witness observed irate behaviors towards the complainant, who expressed fear for her safety. A witness stated the complainant was attempting to exchange information, and the defendant did not attempt to exchange info and left the scene. The witness tried to follow the defendant approximately 3 miles from the scene when he saw an officer and flagged him down. The officer made contact with the defendant, and the defendant was reluctant to provide identifying information, but then identified himself by name and date of birth. The defendant admitted to being involved in an accident and that the complainant's vehicle had minor damage. The defendant made a false statement that the accident occurred at Huffmeister and Hempstead, and the defendant stated he asked the complainant if she was okay. The defendant was released at the scene, and the officers then met with the complainant at the gas station, who stated she was driving southbound on Huffmeister when she was struck by the defendant's vehicle. The complainant pulled into the gas station, and the defendant began striking her window and became irate. The complainant requested the defendant's insurance information, and the defendant refused and left the scene. The complainant stated the defendant did not ask if she was okay, and the estimated damage was $970.48.
Okay. Have you run his license?
I'll run it right now, Your Honor.
Please. Mr. Badamosi, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is also a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. It's eligible, Your Honor.
Hey. File those conditions, please. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Badamosi, or did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
If we could actually do this now, I don't.
Don't. Just, I have a bunch of, well, not a bunch of days. I have DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. It's best that you just don't say anything now. You need a lawyer in this case. Don't, it's, you could end up with a conviction. You're looking at up to 6 months of jail and or a $2,000 fine. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case. So you can either hire one or you can apply for a court-appointed lawyer one, but you have to qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you'd like, I can give you an application and we'll see whether you qualify or not.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Right.
Okay, I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have coming in. I need to know whether you have a spouse that has money coming in, what kind of car you drive, what house, money in your bank account. I need to know everything about you, and then I'll see whether you qualify. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt with the,
So I go ahead and pay it for an attorney, I don't have to do all this, I just go ahead and hire the attorney and stuff.
right. If you wanted to go hire a lawyer, what we would do is I'd have you sign a receipt with Ramona, would get you out of here, and then when you come back, just have a lawyer.
I'll take the, I'll get my.
You're going to go hire them. Okay, so just bear with me. So I need you to sign our bond conditions. I'll have you sign a receipt with Ramona. Let me just have you take your seat in the jury box. And I'm going to get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? You are Thomas Earl White.
Yes, sir.
Mr. White, you're charged with driving, I guess, with a false driver's license. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
I apologize. Who's this defendant?
White.
White.
Okay.
Okay. On February 4th, 2025, officers responded to a possible fraud at an AutoNation in Harris County, Texas, and the officers met with the sales manager, who informed them that a black male had arrived at the business and attempted to purchase a vehicle with a fictitious driver's license. The manager provided a copy of the driver's license provided to him, and an NCIC/TCIC search was done on the driver's license and returned a photograph of a Hispanic male. The sales manager said that was not the same person who had provided the driver's license the previous day. The defendant had provided a salesperson a copy of the fictitious driver's license the day before when trying to purchase the vehicle online, and a salesperson thought it was suspicious when the defendant arrived on the 4th, having provided the driver's license of a Hispanic male and on the day before. The salesperson asked to see his ID, and he provided a paper copy of the same driver's license, although it looked like he had placed a photo over the original photo on the license he had sent the previous day. The defendant could not produce the original driver's license. The officer made contact with the defendant, who admitted the driver's license copy he had provided was not him, although he stated it was him in the photo on the paper copy of the driver's license. The defendant had his real driver's license in his pocket, as well as the doctored paper copy of someone else's driver's license. The defendant also had a copy of the original document he had sent the previous day.
Sir White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to pick up any new cases, not to be in this kind of behavior again. I will do everything in my power to protect my community. If I find that anything dubious is going on, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond sky Hi, do you understand? Can you file no engaging in like behavior, please? No contact with any of the complaining witnesses in these cases as well?
Yes, Judge.
The weapons as well.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. White, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I'm going to have you fill out an application. I will take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't endanger my public by any means. Do you understand? All right. I'll get with Deputy Miranda. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions.